Hare Krishna. Welcome all devotees to today's class of Dashavatara. We shall be discussing about Vamana Avatar today. So let us pray to Shri Radha Govindi before we start our class today, and pray also to His Grace Shri Namnisht Das Prabhuji, the temple president of ISKCON Temple, Bangalore, Kulai, who has given us this opportunity to discuss the glories of Lord. Hare Krishna. Om Agyan Timirandhasya Jnananjan Shalakya Chakshur Unmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. Om Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desha Tarne. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, He Krishna Karna Sindhu, Deen Bandhu Jagat Pate, Gopesh Gopika Kanta, Shri Radha Kanta Namostute, Tapt Kanchan Gaurangi, Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishabhanusute Devi, Pranamami Hare Piye, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. So, Vaman Avatar, we know 10 avatars. This is the next fifth avatar of Lord Vishnu. Here you can see uh, this is Rishi Jamdagni. You can see on right hand side, and this is Mother Renuka. So he was a Brahmin of high caste, and mother was from the family of a warrior. So the qualities of virtues or qualities of Kshatriya as well as Brahmana were present in Vamana Avatar. He was a very elevated soul right since the time birth, because he was Lord Vishnu himself who had incarnated. And so, sorry, this is his grandson of, Virochna, grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, and this is Virochna, son of Virochna. Sorry, this is about the King Bali. I will be coming to it anyway. So, Kashyap and Aditi, basically, they are Kashyap and Aditi. Forgive me for this. In fact, Kashyap, we know that he was Rishi Kashyap. He had two wives, Diti and Aditi. Aditi gave birth to Asuras, and Diti gave birth to demigods or devtas. So what happens that, after drinking of Amrita or nectar, the demigods or Devi devtas, they were very, very strong. And it was very difficult to win over them, or they were powerful, very, very powerful, and also invincible after drinking that. So, but what happens, Asura king Bali, who was son of Virochna, he and also grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, he consults Shukracharya and the spiritual master of Daityas or Asuras, that how to win over these gods who have become so powerful after drinking the nectar. So the Shukracharya suggests him that you should perform Maha Abhishek Vishwajit Yajna. So this yajna will make you more powerful, and then you can defeat the Indras also. So after performing this, in fact, yajna, the King Bali, he became very, very powerful. And he, in fact, won over all the universe, including all planets, and even Indra had to run away from his heavenly abode, and he went to Vishnu. And he prayed to him that how I can regain my lost powers because of the and the nuisance of these asuras of creating. So that is how he goes there, and Vishnu decides to incarnate in this as son of Kashyap. This is Rishi Kashyap, and this is Aditi. I just mentioned wrongly earlier that it was actually that it relates to Parashram, the next avatar. So Kashyap and Rishi. Now when he appears, he is of a small height, dwarf. Dwarf means, in fact, Vaman means basically small height or dwarf. So he appears in this form. We'll continue to through these slides and before I explain further. So it was a dwarf incarnation of Lord Vishnu, called as Lord Vamana. Yes, please, those who would like to read it, please raise your hand and so that I continue. Yes, Chandramataji, please read.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
O Keshava, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who has assumed the form of a dwarf Brahmana, all glories to you. O wonderful dwarf, by your massive steps you deceived King Bali and King Bali, and by the Ganges water that has emanated from the nails of your lotus feet, you deliver all living beings within this world. Hare Krishna.
So there are two things are mentioned here. Firstly, that you deceived, you tricked rather, King Bali by your massive steps. In fact, he is a dwarf. You can see his figure here in this previous slide. He is a small boy, very low height, and so many things in his hand and all around his body also. And so the King Bali, when he asked for only 3 paces of land, 3 steps of land birth, then in fact, Bali did not know that he is a Lord incarnate himself, Lord Vishnu himself. So he agreed to. He instead made a joke of it that why not ask for a planet? I ask for an island. I'll give you so much space. 3 steps. He did not understand that Lord Vishnu had come before him, and he was so him considering himself Lord, small lad of a Brahmana or a Brahmana boy of a small height. He thought, yes, this is not a. And secondly, is emanated from Lord Ganges water that has emanated from the nails of your lotus feet. You deliver all living beings in this world. Now we will come to it about Ganges. So let us, Dashavatara Shloka, we shall play till this avatar. Yes, Mataji. Chanda Mataji, second slide.
Yes, Prabhuji. After Lord Brahma had thus spoken, glorifying the Supreme Lord's activities and prowess, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is never subject to death like an ordinary living being, appeared from the womb of Aditi. His 4 hands were decorated with a conch, shell, club, lotus, and disc. He was dressed in yellow garments, and his eyes appeared like the petals of a blooming lotus.
Thank you, Mataji. Can anybody tell what is happening on the left side? The picture you can see.
Uh,
Anyone, please can unmute.
Raja Parikshit,
Yes, Mataji. Shukdev Maharaj is giving, narrating
Sukdev
Srimad
Maharaj and
Bhagavatam
Raja,
to
yes,
Parikshit
to
Maharaj, and
Parikshit.
all the sages
Yes,
are seated near the Shukratal, which is close to the river Ganges in Muzaffarnagar.
yes,
So, we saw that Lord came with all the 4 arms, and all these 4 items were with him: shell, conch shell, club, lotus, and disc. And he was dressed in yellow garments. The complexion of his body was slightly blackish, and he was a dwarf Brahmin boy. So this is how he has appeared to Rishi Kashyap and Mother Diti.
Prabhuji, okay, that is the fourth. And what is club? I did not get it.
This is,
Conch,
we call it Gada. This is Shankh.
Gada. Okay, yes, that is conch
This is
shell.
conch shell. And this
Yes.
is club. This is lotus. Disc is not shown here.
Okay, the Sudarshan Chakra, right?
Sudarshan Chakra, yes, Mataji.
Thank you.
Yes, Lord Vamadev. Yes, Mataji.
Okay, yes, Prabhuji. Lord Vamana appeared in this world from the womb of Aditi, completely equipped with conch shell, disc, club, and lotus.
Thank you. So these are carried. These 4 items are always in the hands of Lord Vishnu. Second, Sashmita Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Please unmute.
Hare Krishna. His
Hare
body hue was blackish and he was dressed in yellow garments.
Yes, Mataji. Next was on the day of
On the day of Shravana Dasami, no,
Dwadashi. Dwadashi.
Dwadashi, the 12th day of the bright fortnight in the month of Bhadra, when the moon came into the lunar mansion, Shravana, at the auspicious moment of Abhijit, the Lord appeared in this universe. At that time, in all the 3 worlds, including the higher planetary system, outer space, and this earth, all the demigods, the cows, the Brahmanas, and even the season was happy because of God's appearance. Therefore, this auspicious day is called Vijaya.
This was Shravan Dwadasi, and the month was Bhadra. Bhadra month, which is Bhadra month in English? Anybody knows it? It is middle of
Monsoon?
August and September. Yes, Patel. It is
Not
middle of
monsoon.
August and September, partly August, partly. So it was the auspicious
Monsoon.
moment when Lord appeared, Lord Vaman appeared. And Abhijit star was in the sky on that particular day. That is the fifth brightest star in the entire galaxy. So even the seasons were happy because of God's appearance. We know when Lord Krishna appeared, when Lord Rama appeared, and also when these avatars appeared, all the celestial planets were in a very, very auspicious rotation or circulation, and the time and day and even everything was is chosen by Lord himself to appear before in the material world. Yes, Mataji, this one also.
When the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has a Saksid an Anand body, appeared as the son of Kashyapa and Aditi, both of his parents were very astonished. After his appearance, the Lord assumed the form of a dwarf, Vamana. All the great sages expressed their jubilation, and with a Kashyap Muni before them, they performed the birthday ceremony of Lord Vamana. At the time of Lord Vamanadeva's sacred thread ceremony, he was honored by the sun god Brahaspati, the goddess presiding over the planet Earth, the deity of the heavenly planets, his mother, the Lord Brahma, Kurve, the
Kuber.
Kuvera, the seventh rishis and others.
So the moment was auspicious. The day and time was chosen by Lord himself for his appearance, and he appeared in the form of Brahmana, a small dwarf. Everybody was astonished, newly born baby in the form of a dwarf. Then his Kashyap and the mother and father, they were overjoyed after his appearance, and all the great sages expressed their jubilation. And because they knew that Lord has appeared in this form, and when his birthday ceremony was celebrated, then lot of gifts are given. You know, even demigods came to present their gifts to Lord Vishnu here, who is in the form of Vamana. His father, in fact, his father was Kashyapa. He gave grass belt. I'll just read through what was presented. His mother Aditi gave him undergarments. Rishi Kashyap gave him grass belt. Then Mother Earth gave him deer skin. Lord Surya gave him Gayatri mantra. Chandra Dev, that is moon, gave him Brahm or Danda, that we can see stalk in his hand. And the sky god gave him umbrella. Lord Brahma gave him jug of water. Sapt Rishis, the seven Rishis, gave him Kusha grass. And Mother Saraswati gave him Rudraksh rosary. Lord Kubera gave him begging bowl. He is carrying a begging bowl also in his hand. And Mother Bhagwati gave him first donation. So these 12 items were given by Lord's demigods, who also hailed the presence or appearance of Vamana Avatar. So this is how he was decorated with all these items. So it was a very, very pious, and these are the names which are mentioned here. Honored by sun god Brihaspati, the goddess presiding over the planet Earth, and the deity of the heavenly planets, his mother, land, Lord Brahma, Kuvera, and the seven rishis and others. Yes, Mataji, next one.
Lord Vamanadeva then visited the sacrificial arena on the northern side of the Narmada River at the field down as Brukhu Kacha, where Brahmanas of the Bru dynasty were performing yajnas. Wearing a belt made of munja straw, an upper garment of deer skin, and the sacred thread, and carrying in his hand a danda, an umbrella, and a water pod, Kamandhalu. Lord Vamanadeva appeared in the sacrificial arena of Maharaj Bali. Because of his transcendental effulgent presence, all the priests were diminished in their prowess, and thus they all stood from their seats and offered prayers to the Lord Vamanadeva.
Thank you, Mataji. So he belonged to the Brahma dynasty, and Lord Vaman, when they visited the sacrificial area of the, this King Bali was carrying out sacrifice that we just now discussed, that Vishwajit Maha Yajna that he was performing. So when Vaman Deva appears there, because of his effulgence of his body and the presence of so many decorated items which he was carrying, everybody was so much influenced. They got up and paid obeisances to Vaman Dev, and also King Bali also stood up and gave a high seat to Vaman Dev and asked him to be seated. So now he was honored like anything at the sacrificial arena by King Bali and all the sages who were present there. Yes, Bhavika Mataji, would you please? You raised your hand. Bhavika Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Prabhuji. When the Lord heard that Bali Maharaj was performing Ashwamedha sacrifices under the patronage of Brahmins belonging to the Bhragu dynasty, the Supreme Lord, who is full in every respect, proceeded there to show his mercy to Bali Maharaj.
So when he was, as I just now mentioned, when he reaches the Ashmed Yajna site, they are descendants of Bhragu dynasty, and he was given all due respect, and also he showed mercy to Vamadev, showed mercy to King Raja Bali. Yes, Bali Maharaja.
Even Lord Shiva accepts on his head the Ganga water generated from the toe of Lord Vamandeva. Therefore, after washing the Lord's feet, Bali Maharaj immediately accepted the water from the Lord's feet on his head and left that and felt that he and his preceders had certainly been glorified. Then Bali Maharaj inquired of Lord Vamandev's welfare and requested the Lord to ask him for money, jewels, or anything he might desire.
Thank you, Bhante. So he had, just as I told earlier, he had, from King Bali Maharaj, he had asked 3 steps of land, 3 paces of land only. And Ganges also appeared from his foot. Now what happened when first step was put, then he covered the entire surface of earth, water, everything, the seas, oceans, everything was covered in the first step. And second step, he took covered the entire heavenly planets, universe, the higher planets or universes, everything was covered, while putting his foot on the universes or higher planets. The edge of one universe got a small crack. It just it was sheared open. And from that, all the accumulated water around that fell down through the planets down to the earth, and where Lord Shiva, he captured this water on the locks of his hair. So this is how river Ganges and Yamuna came to. Now this first paragraph says, even Lord Shiva accepts his except on his head the Ganges water generated from the toe of Lord Vamana. So in fact, river Mother Ganges has originated from the skies, from the higher planets, just because of Lord Vaman Deva. In fact, he pierced one of the edge of universe, and that water poured down. And it was accepted by Lord Shiva over his, in the locks of his head, hairs, and over his head. So when river Ganges is washing the Lord Shiva, so therefore Bali Maharaj thought that now since even Lord Shiva is worshipping river Ganges, which has emanated or originated from the toe of Vaman. So he immediately accepted the water from the Lord's feet on his head. In fact, he washed the feet of Vamandeva and drank it and kept it, put it on his head, and that he and predecessors are certainly glorified. You can imagine when Lord Shiva is accepting on his head Mother Ganges, then Bali Maharaj is so blessed that the same water he's putting on his head, and also he's thinking that all his predecessors, they are now purified and glorified by touching this Ganges water. Then Bali Maharaj, of course, inquires about his welfare, because whenever there is a guest in the house, we welcome him, we get him the best seat in the house, and also inquire their welfare. This is what he... Then Bali Maharaj knew that whenever there is a Brahmin, especially a Brahmin, when he reaches a sacrificial area, some gifts or charity has to be given to him. That is a duty of a king, in fact, as well. So he asked from Vamadev, what you would like to have. I can offer you money, I can offer you jewels, or anything which you might desire. So he is making prayers to Vamadev that since you have arrived at such a pious occasion, please let me offer you some charity and of your choice. Yes, Mataji. Bhavika Mataji. Thank you.
O son of Brahmana, it appears that you have come here to ask me for something. Therefore, whatever you want, you may take from me. O best of those who are worshipable, you may take from me a cow, gold, a furnished house, palatable food and drink, the daughter of a Brahmana for your wife, prosperous villages, horses, elephants, chariots, or whatever you desire.
So, in fact, this is a very important point here. The king is proud of his possessions, in fact, material possession. He doesn't know the real identity of Vamandev, who he is basically. So he thinks he is the owner and proprietor for all these things. So he is offering anything, whatever you just narrated these items which are possessed by king, he is offering, but whatever you want, please just order and I will give you all these in charity. Yes, Swayam Prabha Mataji, you raised your hand.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Lord Vamanadeva begs charity from Bali Maharaja. When Bali Maharaja, thinking Vamanadeva to be the son of a Brahmana, told him to ask for anything he liked, Lord Vamanadeva praised Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha for their heroic activities. And after thus praising the family in which Bali Maharaja had been born, he begged the king for 3 paces of land. Bali Maharaja agreed to give this land in charity, since this was very insignificant. But Shukracharya, who could understand that Vamanadeva was Vishnu, the friend of the demigods, forbade Bali Maharaja to give this land. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. So this is how he tricked the Brahman boy or Brahman Deva. He tricked Bali Maharaj by, when he showered praises on Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. In fact, both were demons and they were deadly demons. They were terror on the earth. All over the universe, they had created havoc through their demonic qualities and rule. So Vamadeva tricked them by initially praising their family of Bali Maharaj because he was a descendant, and then he then asked for 3 paces of land. The 3 paces of land of his measurement. I mean, the Bali Maharaj was just looking at the small feet of a dwarf or, Vamandev. He thought that 3 steps of land will be just very, very little land. I can offer him even an island, but he's asking for this thing. So even the Asuras who were present over there, they started laughing and making a joke that, oh, Our king can give you so much land, even can give you islands or even planets because under his possession as charity. Why you are asking for this small thing? He can give you anything. But mind you, the language was what Vamadeva said, the 3 paces of land of my measure size or measurable size. So Bali Maharaj agreed because he was just, taken away by the words of Vamadeva. But Sukracharya, the spiritual master of all the demons, he knew that he is Vishnu incarnate. And what he is saying is, in fact, so he forbids him, he asks him to not to agree to this term condition. But what happens? Bali Maharaj had, in fact, already promised that I will give you whatever you want. So a king, when he can't go back on his words, because once he has promised to give something to a Brahmana, as a charity, he cannot take back his word. So he was in a very delicate position what to do now. Yes, Mataji, next one.
Lord Vamanadeva, it's begs charity from Bali Maharaja. Shukracharya advised Bali Maharaja to withdraw his promise. He explained that in subduing others, in joking, in responding to danger, in acting for the welfare of others, and so on, one could refuse to fulfill one's promise, and there would be no fault. By this philosophy, Shukracharya tried to dissuade Bali Maharaja from giving land to Lord Vamanadeva. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
Thank you,
Dhanyavad.
Mataji. So now you can see Shukracharya was a very elevated person. On the picture, you can see Bali Maharaja is in a very confused state. Shukracharya is advising him, and Vamanadeva is seated on the throne here. So Shukracharya advises you can sometimes, under certain circumstances, you can withdraw your promise if you have made already. What are those conditions? Just say that I made it, this promise in joke, or because some danger might happen if I fulfill this promise, or enacting welfare or other for in the interest of others, you may withdraw their promise. And so many excuses he gave. But Bali Maharaj, he was in a confused state because he said, if I withdraw now, then I am a king. I cannot withdraw my words when I have made a promise to a Brahmana boy about charity. So, yes, who would like to read next? Swamprabha Mataji, just one more.
I'll continue.
Yes, please
Bali
continue.
Maharaja gave everything to the Lord in charity, and thus the Lord extended his body and assumed a gigantic form as Lord Vishnu. After hearing the instructive advice of Shukracharya, Bali Maharaja became contemplative. Because it is the duty of a householder to maintain the principles of religion, economic development, and sense gratification, Bali Maharaja thought it improper to withdraw his promise to the brahmachari. To lie or fail to honor a promise given to a brahmachari is never proper, for lying is the most sinful activity. Everyone should be afraid of the sinful reactions to lying, for Mother Earth cannot even bear the weight of a sinful liar.
So that
Hare.
is, the message here is that lying is the most sinful activity. So the king was just contemplating, okay, Shukracharya has given me so many advice, but if I lie, because he had to tell a lie to Vamanadeva for not fulfilling the promise he had made. So he thought that lying would be the worst sin that I can commit, and the Mother Earth, the heaviest burden Mother Earth carries is those people who tell lies, in fact. So, considering all those virtues, he says that now I cannot withdraw from my promise, and I have to fulfill the promise which I have made. So, it will be improper for him to withdraw his promise, which he has already made to uh, the Brahman boy or Vamadeva. Anybody would else like to read?
Yes,
Please read.
Prabhuji.
Married.
Yeah, yes. Pankaj Prabhuji, Pankaj Dubey Prabhu,
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Pankajji, then after Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Yes, Hare
The, the Lord gradually covered the entire surface of the world, and by extending his body, he covered the entire sky. With his hand, he covered all the direction. With his second footstep, he covered the entire upper planetary system. Therefore, there was no vacant place where he could take his third footstep.
So he took two paces. First pace, in fact, covered entire universe, the entire Earth's surface, all wind, clouds, sun, everything was covered by the sole of his feet, and the lower planets, everything was covered by first. Second, he assumed, in fact, a gigantic form, a huge form, which in fact, in that form, everything was visible, like Virat Swarupa, in fact, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, when Lord assumed the universal form, he contained everything. There was no material, no beginning. Similar type of scene was created by Vamadeva, assumed similar type of form was assumed by Vamadeva, which contained all that was could be visible or that was there. So in the second step, he covered the entire heavenly planets or superior planets. And in fact, by taking two paces, there was nothing left which was to be offered by Bali Maharaja to Bhamadev now. So yes, next slide, Prabhuji.
When Bali Maharaj was thus reduced the helpless position, Lord Vishnu asked him for the third step of land.
Now, Bali Maharaj was shocked because everything he could imagine or see was already covered up in the two steps. So now Vamadev asked for third step. Yes, Prabhuji, one more.
Understanding the Lord Vishnu purpose of Garuda, the carrier of Lord Vishnu, they immediately arrested Bali Maharaj with the ropes of Varuna. The Bali Maharaj wife, who was the most intelligent and supported the arrest of her husband and accused him of having no intelligence because he had claimed the proprietorship of property of the Lord.
Yes. So you can see in this picture on left hand side, Bali Vamandev is seated here on the throne. Bali Maharaj is standing here, and the Garud of Lord Vamandev, it has arrested this, and wife of Bali Maharaj is standing over here. Now, she is telling something that Bali Maharaj, wife, was most intelligent. She says that my husband has committed a dishonor to Lord because everything has been taken away in two steps. Now he is left with nothing. So she was a very intelligent person, as mentioned here, because she knew that nothing belongs to human beings. Everything belongs to Lord. We falsely claim the proprietorship and ownership of this material world which has been created by Lord. It is created, maintained, and supported by Lord Himself. So it is not our property. It is basically Lord's property. So this fact was not, in fact, in the knowledge of Bali Maharaj. He, as a king, he used to think that I am the owner, I am the proprietor of everything. In fact, in Yajurveda, Ishopnishad, there is a mantra. Mantra is second. It is a second mantra, which says Isha Vashyam Idam Sarvam. Isha Vashyam Idam Sarvam Yat Kincham Jagatyam Jagat. Whatever animate or inanimate items exist in this earth or anywhere, they are all the property of Lord, and also they are controlled by Lord Himself. Ten takten bhunji tha ma gratha kas swidhinam. That means one should take only what is allotted to him or what is his quota and share, and should not touch the remaining portion because it does not belong to him. It may be quota allotted by Lord to some other person. So This this principle is called Ishavasya principle. In fact, the Ishavasya idam sarvam yat kincham jagatya. Whatever kinchit, whatever smallest thing is in the jagat or in this world belongs to Lord, and He is the controller and owner of all things, or He is the proprietor. But one should not take more than his share and leaving the quota for others as their share. So Bali Maharaj was the wife of Bali Maharaj. She knew that this is basically not his property. It belongs to Lord. So why he out of pride, sense of pride as a king, he is offering ownership. He is showing ownership of everything. So this is from Ishavasya Idam Sarvam. This is Ishavasya principle from Ishopanishad, which is part of the Yajurveda. Yes, Prabhuji, last slide. One more.
One. Hare Krishna. White, while the Bali Maharaj, having been arrested by the ropes of Varuna, was offering the prayer to the Lord, his grandfather Prahlad Maharaj appeared and described how the Saraswati Godhead has delivered the Bali Maharaj, taking the position in the trick. While the Prahlad Maharaj was present, Lord Brahma and the Bali wife, the Vindhya Vindhi, describe the supremacy of God. Since the Bali has had given everything, they prepared for his release.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So you can see the Prahlad Maharaj appears here at this point. And the Bali Maharaj is grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. Now he knows was offering that when he was arrested, Bali Maharaj started offering prayers to the Lord, that is Vamadev and also Prahlad Maharaj. And at this time, he is describing, he understood now. After contemplation, he could know that he is not ordinary Brahman boy, small dwarf boy. He is Lord Vishnu himself who has appeared before him. So by his presence, Vamadev liberated. In fact, he surrendered rather to Vamadev, and then he asked, while Prahlad Maharaj was present, Lord Brahma and Bali's wife, Vindhya Bali, described the supremacy of Lord. And since Bali Maharaj had given everything to Lord, they prayed for his release. Now, these were wise. They knew that now king doesn't have anything. So to offer for the third pace of Vamadeva, so they prayed to him that please release him because he has been arrested by the Varun, or he has been tied in the ropes. So anybody else would like to read?
I'll read.
Yes, Mataji, please. Yeah,
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
you promised, yes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. When I place my body for your satisfaction, please put your third step on my head. Since the Lord had covered the entire universe with 2 steps, one might ask how Bali Maharaj's head could be sufficient for his third step. Bali Maharaj, however, thought that the possessor of wealth must be greater than the possession. Therefore, all the Lord had taken all his possessions. Although the Lord had taken all the possessions, the head of Bali Maharaj, the possessor, would provide adequate place for the Lord's third step.
Thank you, Mataji. So he knew now the king Bali Maharaj knew that nothing is left for as my own. So he surrendered to Vamadev and he offered himself. He lied down prostrate before him and offered his head that you can put your third base, you can put on my head. Though he was very apprehensive, what will happen? Because the size of his step was so huge that it could cover entire universe, all planets, water, sea, higher planets, lower planets. Then if he puts my on my head, his third base, if I offer it as my head, then probably something miraculous may happen. So how it will be sufficient, because his size of foot is immeasurable. So considering this, he is very much confused, but he offers surrender. That means he realized the supremacy of Vamadev, that he is not the ordinary Brahman boy. He is the avatar of Lord Vishnu, or Vishnu incarnate himself. So, and the idea was the possessor, he thought that Lord had taken all his possession. Now, when one who possesses everything, nothing could be bigger than him. So the possessor is now bigger. So Vaman Dev is bigger than Bali Maharaj. That is, this concept came into his mind, and ultimately he surrendered and offered his head to Vamadev as what keeping his third pace or third step. Yes, Mataji. So Vamadev.
Put his third step on the head of King Bali.
Yes, this is what happens now. Khushbu Jain Mataji would like to read.
Yes, Guruji.
Yes, Mataji, please continue.
Bali Maharaja transferred from the heaven plane to Sutala,
Sutala.
which is 100 of times better than heaven, as indicated by words Swarg, Swargi Bhi.
Prarthyam.
When the Supreme Personality of Godhead deprived his devotee of material opulence, this does not mean that the Lord puts him into poverty. Rather, the Lord promotes him to a higher position. The Supreme Personality of Godhead did not ask Bali Maharaja to separate from his family. Instead, the Lord allowed him to stay with his family members.
Thank you, Mataji. So we can see that in the what was when he surrendered, when Bali Maharaj surrendered to Vaman, then Vaman was very pleased by his contemplative surrender, and that at least he could realize now that he does not possess anything. Nothing belongs to him. He is not the lord or proprietor of anything in this world. And it is Lord who owns everything, controls everything, maintains everything. So when this wisdom dawned upon Bali Maharaj, he surrendered, and Lord was also very pleased by his surrender. So what happens? Thereafter, we know this is a Sutal, Patal, these are lokas. So one of the planet was awarded by Vaman Deva to Bali Maharaja, and he was made the king of that planet, in fact. And this was many times bigger than the planet on which 100 times bigger than the heaven even. So this is mentioned in Swargibhi Prarthayam. So Lord allowed him to go to be the king of Sutal, not only this land. Yes, Mataji, second slide.
Supreme had the master the three world who compassionate to his own devotion and stands with club in hand at Bali Maharaj or in
Sutal.
Sutala Loka.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So by surrender to Vaman Deva or by surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bali Maharaj was not deprived of any, he was never in a loss. In fact, because he was given the lordship of Sutar Lok, and Sutar Lok is 100 times bigger than, the heavens. And Lord himself, as a Dwarpal, with club in hand, stands at the door of Sutalok, protecting this empire of, Bali Maharaj. So when Lord takes away our material possession, we are normally very much disheartened and disappointed. Now what will happen? What will happen? How will we survive? But it is God's design, because he wants to give us something better, something higher. That is why you will remember in the case of the first glories of holy name, Sanatana Goswami, when that Ramana, he was given a touchstone, he thought it is all in all, there could be nothing better. And touchstone, Sanatana Goswami had thrown in the sand near the river. He did not use you. Brahmana thought that when he can throw such a precious thing, which the touch of which just converts iron into gold, that means he must be having something much more precious than this touchstone. So he goes back to Sanatana Goswami and asks that, please, you said that you have something better than this. So please, I'm ready to give it up, and please give me something which is better than what he gave, what Sanatana Goswami gave to Brahmana from Varanasi. Anyone? Does anybody remember? The first day of glories of holy name, Sanatana Goswami and Brahmana from Varanasi, who had come here to seek some wealth from Sanatana Goswami for the marriage of his daughter. Anyone?
Give him the touchstone.
No, touchstone, after touchstone, Mataji.
The holy name.
Prabhuji, Hari name, Hari Ram. He gave the Hari Nam, Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And he was giving the words that you sit here, the marriage of your daughter will take place automatically with all opulence. And this is what happened. The father, Brahmana, stayed in Vrindavana, and marriage was solemnized in a very decent manner with all opulences or all wealth or thing. So biggest thing, when Lord takes away something, he gives us something better because he knows our past, present, future, everything. So this is what happened Bali Maharaj. He used to think that I am the conqueror of earth and I have got so many, planets and land and universes under my control. But Lord took away everything from him and broke his sense of pride and made him humble, and humility dawned upon him that it is not he who controls or owns or exercises lordship or proprietorship of anything. We will come to this issue of proprietorship and lordship in Bhagavad Gita when we discuss it. In fact, nothing belongs to us. Everything has been given by Lord to us. If we say this house is ours, how this house has been built, the house, the cement, all the construction material, building material, whether it is iron, steel, or bricks, or mortar, or cement, it has all been provided by the nature itself. And the Lord has created the nature, the material nature. He is the owner of thing. Of course, the money, you may say that I bought it from my money, but how did money come to you? Money was also given by Lord to you. So nothing basically belongs to us. Everything belongs to Lord. So we have to follow the Isha Vasham Idam Sarvam, that principle, Isha Vasha principle, that everything in this world, animate or inanimate, belongs to does not belong to us. Lord is the proprietor and controller of everything. He is the owner of everything, and we should, whatever is smallest thing, everything belongs to him. And we should consume only our quota, take as much as is necessary. Consume that much only. We should not take others' quota because Lord has given quota for everyone. He is the owner. He is very kind mother. He is kind father. So this is the message which is given. And when he took away the kingdom of Bali Maharaj, he gave him the lordship of Sutar Lok, which is 100 times bigger than heaven, which Bali Maharaj ever thought of. And this is how he is. And the Lord is guarding this Sutar Lok with as a Dwarpal in Sutar Lok. So he's so compassionate. Yes, Kushumataji, one more slide.
Whenever the activities of Bhavan Deva are described in the course of a ritualistic ceremony, whether the ceremony we performed to please the demigods, to please one forefathers in Pitriloka, or to celebrate a social event like a marriage, that ceremony should be understood to be extremely auspicious.
Auspicious, extremely
Auspicious.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, like the last Varaha Avatar we heard, whenever glories of Varaha Avatar are sung in any festival, occasion, auspicious occasion, anywhere, it brings all auspiciousness. That means Shubhada. So this is also mentioned here for whenever the glories of Vaman Deva or Vaman Avatar are sung at any occasion which is auspicious, whether social or marriage or any sacrifice or penance or austerity kind of activity, Whenever we remember Vamadeva, all auspiciousness shall dawn upon us, shall be granted by Lord, because he is Vishnu Avatar himself, uh, incarnated in the form of Vamadeva. And he was so kind. We have seen he was so merciful to Bali Maharaja that he broke his sense of pride, ahankar, and he showed him that he doesn't own anything. We do not own anything. That is a message for each of us. So we probably come to end of this presentation. This is a small. Tomorrow we shall be discussing about Parashuram Avatar, the sixth incarnation of Lord Vishnu. My request is that please read this, then you will enjoy this, or you will understand it much more better manner. Parashuram Avatar is next 6 months. Any questions related to this presentation, this Vamana Avatar? Please unmute yourself and you may ask. I have posted the attendance link in chat box. Please fill the attendance form as well.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
last one what you had displayed, that is 8.23.31. So it says, just to make it more clear for me, it says that for any auspicious occasions like marriage or any charity, at that time, if we remember the Vamana Avatara, it is auspicious. That is the ending conclusion.
Yes, Mataji, yes, Mataji.
Oh.
We'll come into it. The last slide.
Yeah, last one.
Yeah, this one. Whenever the activities of Vamadeva are described in the course of a ritualistic ceremony means rituals means karma kand. What is those karma kand? We sanskar ceremonies, so many, there's those 24 sanskars. Normally we practice 8 or 10 only. So those sanskars, or whenever we are doing any sacrifice to please the demigods, whenever we do sacrifice for pleasing our forefathers in the form of Pitraloka, that is whenever we do Shraddha ceremony or celebrate a social event like a marriage, that ceremony should be understood to be extremely auspicious. In fact, what is happening? Let us go to the essence of this Vamana Avatar. You just heard that Prahlad Maharaj appeared, grandson, whose Bali Maharaj was the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. Lord Brahma appeared. All these demigods appeared when Dev took the birth. And all these demigods presented their most precious gifts to Bali Maharaj when he was Vaman Deva when he was born, and his birth ceremony was all the demigods gathered. So this is a auspicious, in fact, happening that event, rather, that Bali Maharaj was so decorated and ornamented by all the he was Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, and he was decorated and prayed for by all the demigods, heaven and higher planets, and he possessed all the opulences, and which he showed by assuming the gigantic form which he assumed. The Bali Maharaj did not understand that his one step will be a small step only because he is a dwarf. He was a small height child only. So when he assumed the gigantic form and everything was gone by 2 steps, that means then he could contemplate that something is different. He is not that dwarf boy, he is something different. And he was Supreme Personality of Godhead incarnate in the form. The wife could understand. Wife could realize that he is not ordinary person. So this is these auspicious things, these glories, when we sing of Lord anywhere at any occasion, it brings us auspiciousness, subhita. It removes our klesha. There are 3 types of material kleshas: Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik, and Adhyatmik. All kleshas are removed, and subhita, the beginning of auspiciousness, comes. So it brings a auspicious character to such an event. This is the meaning, Mataji. Does it satisfy your answer, question, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Very clear. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes, Sheila Mataji, you would like to ask something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, is this same Bali Maharaj who was in Samudra Manthan?
Not really. He is grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. He is from the demonic lineage. That is, he is from the Kashyap Rishi and Aditi. Mother was Aditi from that.
Because I have heard Bhagwan Vamana said him, or because in this story you said he went to Sutaloka. But one of the Bali Maharaj, when Lord Vishnu said him, you go to the Patal Lok. So that's why I have asked.
No, this is Sutalok, and Lord himself stands as a Dwarpal, or gatekeeper
Yes,
at
yes.
Sutalok.
Yes,
So
yes,
he is
yes.
so merciful. He has taken the role like Lord Krishna took the role of charioteer. He was Supreme Personality of Godhead. And
Yes.
Arjuna was ordering him, take me to the middle of the battlefield. I want to have a look at all both sides. And Lord was so compassionate and merciful, he agreed. He obeyed the orders of Arjuna. Because at that stage, Arjuna didn't know that he's just my friend. That is what he was thinking till then in the chapter number 1. So this is here. Any other question, Prabhuji or Mataji would like to ask? So we can close if there is nothing. Tomorrow again, please, all of you are requested to be punctual so that we finish in time also, and also the contents are covered in time. Thank you very much. Please fill in the attendance form. Thank you very much for your presence and participation. If there is no any suggestion, correction, or recommendation, then we
Hare
will
Krishna
close.
Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा डिवोटीज, प्रभु जी एंड माता जी, धन्यवाद, प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा।